Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Welcome back. Now we are going to be taking a look at prepositions. Prepositions are words which express relationship between two entities which may be nouns or pronouns in the same sentence. Examples are: the boy is in the classroom. He was kicked on the groin. She was flogged at the back. They jumped into the river. In, on, at, and into are all prepositions in the given examples respectively. Now we are going to look at a list of English prepositions. We have about, above, across, after, against, among, around, under, until, within, of, before, behind, below, beneath, during, into, throughout, towards, etc., etc. Prepositions that consist of more than a word include along with, according to, on account of, owing to, in spite of, because of, in comparison with, etc., etc. Now let us take a look at the functions of preposition. The prepositions functions as direction, time, and position. These are the general functions of prepositions in a sentence. Now let us take a look at the function, the direction function of a preposition in a sentence. I saw her walking along the street. The thief jumped over the wall. The student has just returned from school. She was running towards the hostel. Along, over, from, towards are all prepositions indicating direction respectively in the examples that we just listed. Another example which indicates time. The meeting will start by 6 p.m. The meeting commenced after the rain. She refused to carry the baby until he stopped crying. The news was read at 4 p.m. The prepositions in these sentences are by, after, until, and at, and they all indicate time as they are being used in the sentence. Now let us take a look at the preposition indicating position. The spoon is on the table. The spoon is on the table. On is telling us the position of the spoon. The woman stood beside her husband. Beside her husband. The striker stood between the two defenders. The little boy swam across the river. These prepositions, on, beside, between, across, all indicate position. They make us to understand the position of the subject in these sentences. Other functions of prepositions. Prepositions are used with nouns to show the place where a verb's action is directed. Example: the headmaster has just left for a teachers' meeting. The headmaster has just left for a teachers' meeting. Prepositions are used with nouns to show the manner of carrying out actions of verbs. Example: he normally travels by air. I'll take that again. He normally travels by air. Prepositions may also be used with nouns to show the reason or concession for a verb's action. Example is: the old man chose to be honest for the sake of his descendants. The old man chose to be honest for the sake of his descendants. This shows the reason for the old man's action, that is his honesty, why he chose to be honest. Prepositional collocations is the other item that we are going to be taking a look at. A good knowledge of prepositions does not end in mentioning them, recognizing them in sentences, and saying the functions they perform in sentences. It certainly goes beyond all this. More important is knowing how to use a particular preposition with other words such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Unfortunately, there are no rules about this. Prepositions and their collocations are mostly arbitrary, which is the reason students find the use of prepositions difficult. It is quite possible for a word to be collocated with two or more different prepositions, and each will mean an entirely different thing. Let us look at these examples. Pray to God. Pray for healing. Pray in the church. Each of the three collocations above has a different meaning. Pray to God. Pray for healing. Pray in the church. The collocations, despite the fact that the pronouns are being combined with the same set of verbs, still they mean different things. Let us take further examples. Appeal to the president. Appeal for peace. Appeal against the earlier judgment. To, for, and against. They all alter the meaning of each of the sentences that define themselves. These sentences do not mean the same thing. The only remedy to the problem of lack of enough knowledge on prepositional collocations is for the students to read very far and wide. The list below contains prepositions and their collocations. Please try to study them very passionately. We have angry with. You can be angry with someone. You cannot be angry with something. Appeal to a person. Apologize to a person. You cannot apologize to a table. Agree with a person. Agree on an issue. Because of, due to, assent to, share among, that is more than two persons. Freed on all accounts. Bargain with somebody. Bargain for something, etc., etc. All we just have to do is to read far and wide so that we'll know the use of all these prepositional collocations. The list is endless and we cannot just discuss them all. We just have to keep reading and keep studying. A few questions are going to pop up on the screen now for you to attempt. Advise that you try as much as possible to get these questions correctly. However, if you have any difficulty in answering these questions, please do not hesitate to check back on the videos, that is to rewind and review them once more. Good luck.